So, I got laid off. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Optimistic Maggie. On this channel, I talk about social media, content creation, and entrepreneurship. And today, I'm gonna be talking about how I got laid off and pretty much the things that I did to kind of help me cope with the situation, and just basically providing some advice and resources for anyone out there who is currently going through the same situation. So it's almost been a year since I got laid off, and I'm comfortable talking about the situation now because I have gone over the hurdles of, feeling that embarrassment, that anger, all of those feelings, and also my EI, which is insurance employment, is finally up, so I can finally start talking about things related to entrepreneurship, which is one thing I haven't yet done on this channel. So this is actually that segue into me talking about entrepreneurship. I'll explain a bit later on in the video. Okay, so a little backstory. I recently transitioned, so it was last year, about spring. I transitioned from doing a job in social services into social media marketing. I finally landed a job with a digital marketing agency. This is something I've always wanted to do. Like, I believe when I started that job in social services, I knew by year 2 I wanted to do social media marketing, and I made steps to get there. I was freelancing, I started taking my content creation a bit more seriously, and all these different things to kind of prepare me and build up a portfolio. Social media marketing is something that I felt like I always wanted to do, but I didn't know that there was a career for it. All of these different skills I had. I was good at creating content. I was good at building an online platform. This is my second YouTube channel, so my love for social media, as if you've watched other videos that I made, I mentioned that my love for social media started when I became a content creator. As a content creator, you have to market yourself, and social media is one of the best ways that we do it, basically. I eventually also did the Meta social media marketing professional certification, which I did a video on if you're interested in watching that. Yeah, I did everything to prepare myself. So fast forward to, I'm landing a job, I'm finally getting to do all the things I wanted to do. Then a couple months go by and I got laid off, and it wasn't any fault of mine. I wish I knew that at the time, but I really took it to heart, and it didn't allow me to cope with the situation like as I should have. So let's talk about things I wish I didn't do. So the first thing is that when I actually got the news, I was very angry at the time. I wish that I just slept, watched TV, eat ice cream, and cried. But I didn't do that. You know what stubborn Maggie did? Instead, I tried to prove something to myself by immediately going on LinkedIn, immediately going on all these different job seeking channels, Glassdoor, Indeed, and started looking for jobs. Like, are you okay? Like, I can laugh about it now, but that is how I coped with it initially. And I wasn't in the right frame of mind at the time either. I was still upset. And so I wish that I really took the advice of my fiance at the time to tell me, calm down, take a breather, just relax. Don't worry ahead about any of that right now. And I wish that I had used that time to come up with a plan, because it took me longer than I expected to come up with the strategic plan of like how we're moving forward and using the tools that were around me to help me to get back on my feet. So that's the first thing I wish I did differently. Just take time to process the news, be kind to myself, not be so quick to rush and go back out there. Sit down and process it. The second thing is, I wish that I was more strategic with my job search after that. So I was just trying to find another job, preferably in social media marketing. But again, I felt like I was still going about it the wrong way and possibly making the same mistakes I made when I started with this company to begin with. Let's be honest, no one teaches us about salary negotiation. No one teaches us about how to move in corporate. They just teach you, do good in school, you get a job, you pay your bills, the end. right? So this was definitely a learning experience for me, and it was also my first time getting laid off. So I know what to do for next time if this should ever happen to me again. But I wish that I had a more strategic plan. But I eventually got around there. So I want to talk about all of the things that I eventually started doing to help get me on track. And there were 2 resources that I would say helped me get back on my feet in figuring out what it is I wanted to do with my next steps. So the first resource that I want to mention, and which would be the other tip, is find a community that can uplift you. So at the time, I was a member of Monday Girl. I don't know if any of you know about that club or community. It is a membership for women, basically the boys club, but for women. That's what they call like their signature tagline. And they have so much resources in that group that I didn't realize they had until later on. So I had gotten this membership like at the end of 2021. I wasn't really aware of all the benefits that the group had that I could have probably leveraged before that. But it's okay. We move, we learn. We learn and we move. So I eventually learned that they had a dashboard for learning tools of helping you with all these things that I'm mentioning. So the importance of getting a mentor, the ways you can go about seeking a mentor. One thing I love about Monday Girl is that it had one-on-one coffee chats that they had with pre-selected mentors that they had, and they were for different industries. So for me, I would look for a mentor that is in the marketing industry where I can set up coffee chats with to talk with them. And this really helped me. I will say this helped me because there were certain companies that as I was going back on my job search that they were able to make referrals for me to make like 3rd rounds of interviews and things like that. And I realized that ultimately me not getting like a job had nothing to do with me not being good enough. Sometimes it's just that someone else was more qualified or they had more experience in something else that didn't even relate to the job. So like I'm gonna need all the recruiters out there. If you're gonna advertise for social media, strategist, manager, all these things, please, why do I need to have experience in website and all them something there? Like, it's getting frustrating at this point. So Monday Girl was a great resource for that. And they also had a Slack channel chat. So there was a channel for job seekers, for people who are also posting jobs, for all these little nuggets of opportunities. So just having that community, I would say, definitely helped me in knowing that I'm not alone. There were other people who were experiencing being laid off just like me. But it also allowed me to seek out clients for freelancing, because as I am job searching, I'm still freelancing, building up my portfolio, getting this experience. So I recently celebrated my 1-year anniversary of being a part of Monday Girl, and they sent me this beautiful tote bag as an anniversary gift. So if you're someone who is looking for a community that can help you get on the right track with your career, like we're all trying to figure it out, and they have a wealth of knowledge and information for you, I'm going to put a link in the description box for you if you're interested. Another mentorship resource that I have to mention that I recently joined is called IMDoingIt. It is basically a platform to help you get matched up with a mentor. I am currently matched with 2 mentors in the field of marketing that are open to helping me on my career path, which is awesome. And I appreciate them for even accepting, because people are super busy. You're working and now you're going to be mentoring somebody full time. And also me being a part of this group allowed me to sign up for a competition called The Verdict, where I'll be able to compete with my team for $10,000, because we're going to be solving a real life problem for a company. So that is an opportunity where I'll get to shadow someone. And also there will be opportunities for me to get hired if companies are looking to hire people. So, there are many resources out there for you to be able to leverage if you are someone who is experiencing a layoff or you're trying to pivot. We can't do it by ourselves. That's ultimately what I learned from this entire experience. I need to give myself time to process. I need to be strategic about how I'm going about applying for jobs in the companies that I want to work for. And I need to seek out mentorship opportunities that can help give me advice of what I need to do, what are my next steps, all these different things. Another thing I would say is that in doing the job search and realizing that ultimately I'm not landing the jobs, I noticed that I've had gaps in some areas regarding skills. So I was able to use this downtime to build skills that I didn't have. So one of the things that I did is I started a new certification program for Google for digital marketing. I am realizing that social media marketing in particular is one of the first to go whenever a company is going to downsize, because a lot of, companies, social media for them, especially if they're more established, it's like one option. It's not the end all be all for them, so they can deal with cutting someone from that role. Whereas for a digital marketing somebody, like, you're literally helping with the overall growth of the company, so there are more things that you would be able to do besides just social media. So right now on Coursera, I am doing a course for digital marketing, and it has been very tedious. I am learning so many new things, but it is helpful. And that is something I look forward to adding to my resume very soon. I was also able through this experience to tap a bit more into my creative side in seeking out opportunities to help me as a content creator, not just being a corporate person, but being a creator and feeding that side of me. So I got a chance to be a part of an accelerator group where I recently applied for a grant of up to $20,000 to help me with developing a web series. Like, that's pretty big. So I'm waiting to hear back on how that goes, and if all goes well, I'll be coming back and telling y'all about what that experience is like. So yes, that's my experience. The journey has definitely not been an easy one, and it can be challenging at times, but I'm looking forward to the future and also sharing some of the things that I've learned with you on this channel. So remember, it's all about social media, content creation, and now you're going to be seeing content related to entrepreneurship. In the meantime, if you're someone who's looking to get resources about entrepreneurship, specifically in Canada, I highly recommend that you check out my podcast, Business and Culture Podcast. I interview entrepreneurs here in Canada who share their stories, but also share resources from different industries. So I'm going to link it in my description box for you to check out. I'm really excited to be sharing so much with y'all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you don't miss out. Like this video as well, and I will see you in another video. Bye.
Why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless, sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious, I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed.